After I've watched The Biggest Loser, I'm going to walk you through how I work with my personal training clients while I make some breakfast. So, one of the things that I personally like to do to reduce harm and to try to increase psychological safety as my clients are getting to know me is I schedule an introduction session with them. And what that looks like is first, I provide you with an overview of all of the things that you are going to receive when you are working with me. And that includes when am I available, what is the app that we're going to be using. If you chose to get a meal plan or recipe collection, you will have information about that. And then I literally send you a video as well as a transcription of how my services work. You will receive a guide that outlines everything. So here's your app, here's the information about your meal plan. Here are your macros. This is what it looks like from a basic education perspective of why nutrition is important. And then we also talk about when you're doing your check-ins with me, what I like to do is have bi-weekly check-ins where depending on who you are, if you are okay tracking your food, and that looks like a simple X, I followed the plan, or 0, I did not. And that's kind of it related to that. If you want to become a little bit more observant or aware of what it looks like to incorporate your mood, then we talk about, okay, get a journal. Here's what I want you to write down. How are you feeling throughout the day? And a lot of people, because we have so much going on, we don't even think about how our energy fluctuates throughout the day and how food can have an influence on that as well as our mood. So we look at that information as well as you're going at our check-in. Now, to some people, you might be like, I'm not doing all that. That's fine. I'm not asking you to, but even if it's for 1 to 3 days, it's really important whether you are doing it on a regular day when you're just at home chilling and relaxing, whether it is when you are looking at a work day, or particularly when you might have a meeting heavy or a slightly stressful day. These things are important, not for me, but for you. Because one of the things that I have learned, especially working with Black women, is we have learned to ignore those innate signals when we are hungry, when we're tired, when we're stressed, and when we're anxious. And to the world, it looks like we're angry. And that's not simply the case at all. So for me, it's really important to allow just the space for you to be able to explore those things, because many times you just don't have the opportunity to do that. And for me, that is why my VIP program is called Homecoming, because we really go deep into that. And even from a personal training perspective, I always tell people you have the option to modify. If you have an injury, please tell me, because A, I'm going to want to know if you are cleared from your medical provider to do exercise. If you are in physical therapy, I'm going to ask you, when are you going to physical therapy? How often are you going? And can I see your plan so that I can continue to incorporate those movements, so long as it's okay with your physical therapist, for you to continue to work on healing. I also like to incorporate a lot of stretching in my programs, because you have to warm up your body and you also have to stretch to really help your body do what it needs to do. Now, all of that information you're going to get as an introduction, and obviously as we work together, then you're going to be able to start seeing some of those things in practice. I give people the ability to message me, and depending on how many clients I have at one time, if you would like to, I can put you in a group and we celebrate our habits, our, I tried a new meal plan. I also will do, again, depending on the amount of clients that I have, a once a month session where we all get together and we look at recipes, meal plans, what are your most common challenges, how are people working through those things, and we build community that way. I am getting to a space where I'm like, I'm ready for that now, because for me, the most important thing as it relates to your fitness journey is how can I support you in having those activities of daily living, meaning we all know we like to take that grocery trip from the car in one go, not more than one. So how can I help you work on your fitness and your strength so that you're able to take that one trip? Again, obviously you don't have to. Or if you want to play with your children, or if you want to play with your animal, or if you just want to be able to go for a walk, or you don't want to have that constant lower back pain that's and tight hips that so many of us struggle with if you are sitting at a desk for an extended period of time. Then once you've gotten through that, you have the option to continue working on building your strength, and we can go through another round of a plan that I provide to you, or you have the option of going into my upcoming Holistic Soul community, and or you just see how things go on your own. I have the ability to provide you with simply workouts, and then you're able to just do those. You can go to a gym if you want to do something at home because your life circumstances have changed. I have the ability to set that up for you. So the most important thing for me is that constant communication and collaboration, because this is your journey. I am simply here to serve you. So the more you let me know and provide me with that feedback to say, okay, I'm really liking this, I'm liking how I feel when I do these exercises, I feel great. Or if I'm doing this exercise, I'm noticing that it's kind of making my lower back hurt a little bit more than normal, I'm going to look at your plan, examine that, and explore it. Now notice how you're driving the ship, you're guiding it, it's you, you're in the driver's seat. I am simply sitting on the side of you, supporting you throughout this journey. And I also try to remind people that this is your body. This is your time. How realistic is it for you to work out throughout the week? What's going on in your life? Because so many people are like, oh, well, you can work out 4 days a week. If you're not trying to do that, you're going to be unsuccessful. I'm like, not really. Not really. Because you can walk for 10 minutes a day, 3 to 4 times, and you can still get activity in. So what does your life look like? And how can I support developing an exercise regimen that will support you in that lifestyle? 1 week it might be different. You might go on vacation. And I actually had a client that went on vacation and she was like, I'm going to work out. And I said, no, you're not. It's vacation. Enjoy yourself. You're going to be doing different activities that are going to mimic a lot of the exercises that I've had you doing up until this point, and that was purposeful. So go walk, go horseback riding, go kayaking, go do all the things. You have been working so hard up until this point to be able to do that with ease, which was the point. So that is the only time where I'll be like, just go enjoy yourself. I'll be here when you get back. But otherwise, the world is your oyster, and you get to decide how quickly or how slowly we go. And I think that's really important, because if you choose to watch The Biggest Loser, you're going to see how a lot of times people just aren't seen as individuals and their lifestyles are not considered. And that is how I'm different. I am looking at all of those things, and I want you to be your most successful self. And that means I get to be quiet and listen to what your needs are. So that's how I support my clients. And please leave me a comment if you would like to learn more, or just get some additional suggestions on how you can even start the process. And when I say start the process, I mean getting into exercise and starting on your own specific path.